It's a cold, rainy day here in Louisiana. Things change almost every day, it seems like, with the weather. We have a cold front coming through, and it's going to be freezing temperatures this next week. And the same thing happened last year when we had warm temperatures. The pear tree behind our house budded out with blooms and looked real pretty, and then the cold front comes through, and we didn't have any pears, so we may have to have the same circumstances this year. But you know, change comes to everyone, and difficulties we have to face are real in this world. I just saw a hawk swoop down and capture something back there. Something sure changed for whatever he got a hold of. And so change comes into nature and comes into our lives as well. And, you know, I think about that when I go to church on Wednesday night, and we have prayer groups at church, and see the prayer list and people that are suffering from all kinds of diseases and problems and surgeries and loss of family members, and we pray for them, and because they're in difficult circumstances in this life. The Apostle Paul wrote about that in his letter to the Philippians, and he says, "Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." And I remember when I was in Marine Corps boot camp, that was my favorite verse of scripture. It was tough going at times, and I would go out and read my New Testament and come to that verse, and of course I had it memorized. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know, Jesus gives us a balance in our life. And I remember a story that a friend of mine told about the Apostle Paul. Now, it's not in the Bible, but he made up a story that kind of reflected Paul's attitude about his commitment to Christ. And he says that Paul's friend kept telling Paul, "You're going to have to quit talking about Jesus. You're going to get in trouble. You know, you're just making people mad talking about Jesus all the time." And the Apostle Paul said, "Well, let me tell you one more time what happened to me on the road to Damascus." And his friend walks off in disgust. And later on, his friend's walking along a road, and he hears off in a ditch a groan. Well, he walks over there, and there's a pile of rocks, and there's an arm sticking out of the pile of rocks. And it's a person under a pile of rocks. So he goes over there, and he starts pulling the rocks back, and lo and behold, there's Paul. And he has a damage to one of his eyes. He has a broken compound fracture in one arm, and his friend just says, "Oh, Paul, I told you, you have to quit talking about Jesus." And the little figure gets up on his one good arm, and he wipes the blood and the dirt off of his face, and he looks up at his friend. He said, "Can I just tell you one more time what happened to me on the road to Damascus? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." He learned how to be abased and how to abound and how to be content in every circumstance. That's what Jesus offers to the life today. May God bless you. Have a good day.